Hello everyone, welcome to the Banter Club. As the title goes, let's not waste time and let's just go straight to the point. Manchester United approach Mauricio Pochettino about becoming manager. Before we move on, just subscribe to the channel, the Banter Club. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter, Source Sports. Manchester United fans, you can also follow the at United Heathen on Twitter for your latest and current Manchester United transfer news and match day live, scores updates, and whatever you expect from the Manchester United Twitter feed. You're gonna get it from there. The United Heathen. Follow it and subscribe to this channel. As I said, let's go straight to the point. Manchester United contact Mauricio Pochettino. Now, this story is coming from the Manchester Evening News. It broke out this afternoon that Manchester United has made an approach for former Tottenham Hotspur coach Mauricio Pochettino about becoming manager of Manchester United. And if you read the article, it tells you about Manchester United approaching Mauricio Pochettino in view of him replacing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as the club's next manager. Manchester United Evening News went on to talk about how Manchester United contacted Mauricio Pochettino's representative even as far back as last year. Yeah, as far back as last year. So meaning they had him in mind before they decided to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the job. I mean, it's no secret. Manchester United saw Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a temporary solution after they fired the previous coach, and after they fired Mourinho, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted to have really good results, and he went on a long run that made the club give him the job. And after that win against PSG, Manchester United fell flat. We don't know why, because maybe the players were riding on him being new and motivation and all that, so they played their heart out. But it's the motivation and desire can only take you that far. You need a coach that's going to give you consistency when it comes to the job, the tactics on the field, the man management, improvement of players. I'm not saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't improved players. Sorry, he has, but to what extent? If you ask me, Marcus Rashford has been really good. Mason Greenwood, he has improved Mason Greenwood a lot. Mason Greenwood has been a star man for Manchester United. He made his name under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But why would Manchester United want to replace him with Pochettino though? Pochettino is a great coach. Don't get me wrong, he is a great coach. Is he a winner? You can't judge a coach on what he has won and what he's not, because if that's what you're gonna do, then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer shouldn't have gotten the job in the first place. You should have been going for people like Carlo Ancelotti when he was available, when the Man United let Everton had a free round on him and signed him and all that. But we stick with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he has some of the best Manchester United football we've played since Sir Alex Ferguson has come from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side. He has quality in that team. He has quality at Manchester United. I mean, we know the defense is a problem. I mean, he bought an 80 million Maguire who wasn't really that good. Not his fault. He looked really good at Leicester City. Manchester City wanted him, so did Chelsea and all. So managers really rated Harry Maguire. We didn't know he was going to come to Manchester United and not be as we all expected, but here we are. What broke the camel back is his recent form, his team's recent form. Manchester United has been woeful this season, this new season. They started off with a loss to Crystal Palace in a game they should have lost over 5 goals. They lost over 5 goals to Tottenham in the next game because Tottenham had more quality in their team than Crystal Palace, so they put Manchester United to the sword. Then they won at Brighton in a game that I feel they shouldn't have even won. If Brighton had a lot of quality up front, they would have won that game easily and by almost the same margin as Crystal Palace. And United went to Newcastle with a renewed hope. They won the game by 4 goals to 1. They scored their own goal in that. That's a consolation for Newcastle. Then United went into the Champions League and they beat Paris Saint-Germain in Paris. They beat RB Leipzig. Who remember they are both finalists and semi-finalists of last season's UEFA Champions League. So it tells you this team has quality. Then he plays against Chelsea with the ideology of securing just a draw or not conceding, which, well, Lampard obliged. It looks like managers have seen how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer plays. He mostly sits back and tries to counter. So these teams also say, okay, well, if you're not gonna come out, you are the one who wants the results at their home. We'll sit back and also wait on you to come out to you so that we will counter. He played us now and he was schooled by Mikel Arteta. Come on. That Manchester United fans are really mad at that. We're really mad at that game, because that game was a game United should win to kick their season off, because they are 7 points, Manchester United lies 16th, and if Manchester United fail to win against Everton this weekend, then what it means is that Manchester United they are gonna be somewhere 17th, and they're chasing, well, what the teams ahead of them will be far gone. Even teams like Southampton and Crystal Palace are at least 3 or 4 points ahead of Manchester United. What is the saving grace for Manchester United is that they have the game in hand. They have that game in hand. So if they had won at least one of Chelsea or Arsenal's games, United would have been 10 points, and with a game in hand, you'd think Manchester United would have, maybe at that time they would be having some form. Maybe they would have won that game, and that means they would be 3 points behind the leaders. But they didn't win. They didn't win against Chelsea and Arsenal. And to add salt into injury, to add salt into the injury wound, I mean, they went to Istanbul and lost to Manchester. I mean, it's woeful display. Look at that first goal that Dembaba scored. I mean, it was like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's status was just move on and just attack. Move into the opposition, attack the opponents, because I mean they are not that much of a team. Forgetting that if there's a counter, you are in problem. Your defenders aren't that good. And the only player there that was able to run along with Dembaba, 35 years old, by the way, if I may add, was Nemanja Matic. How in the look? Why would Dembaba be 3-on-1 on a counter attack, and the only player who is there to run along with him to try and stop him from scoring is Matic? Where is Lindelof? Lindelof didn't play that game. Tuanzebe and Harry Maguire. Well, where were they? It's ridiculous. I mean, how would a coach set up a team that way? And even in the second goal, it was almost the same problem as the first goal. Woeful defensive mistake. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sits on his chair, looks unconcerned, waits till the game is over. Maybe he does the talking in the dressing room, but it's still not good enough. You need to be on the touchline and be shouting to your players and shouting instructions to them. It's not good enough. So I understand Manchester United fans being happy about the news that came out today from Sam Lockhurst, that Manchester United has contacted the representative of Mauricio Pochettino, succeeding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. When that is gonna come into play, I don't know. Maybe you assume if they lose to Everton, they are gonna immediately sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and appoint Mauricio Pochettino. But Mauricio Pochettino is a very good tactician. He's a very good coach, and it's going to be a very good. It's going to be a very good deal for Manchester United. One thing about Manchester United, that they have the talents. This team is littered with talents. I think after Ferguson, no coach has had more talents than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the team. I mean, come on, you have Greenwood, Rashford, Cavani, Martial, Pogba, Van der Beek, Bruno Fernandes, Fred, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Alex Telles. You have Luke Shaw. The central defense is a problem. I admit the central defense is a problem, but at still Tuanzebe played one of the games of his life in stopping Mbappe and Neymar Jr. in Paris. Then he benches him the next match, and what? It's it's not a backyard club. It's not a backyard coaching thing you are doing. This is professional football. For God's sake, look, you have a player that has proven a point against the best attack in the world. You sitting down the next game. What confidence are you giving this player? This player needs confidence, and you need to play him in the next game. Teach the players in there that are not putting in a shift that if you don't put in a shift, I'm ready to sit you down and play the young players that puts in a shift for this club. And this boy did it against PSG. He sits him down the next game and play his normal regular Maguire and Lindelof. Maguire has been excellent after the Tottenham game. I'm not saying he hasn't. But again, if you look at the Champions League tie on Wednesday against Istanbul, you realize still the cohesion is not there. The cohesion is not there. He brought in Tuanzebe, and then he gets a yellow card for a mistake that maybe or maybe not might not be his fault, but he was able to recover and he got a yellow card. You take him off for what? I don't get it. I don't really get it. And Van der Beek was the best player in the game for Manchester United. He takes him off again and brings on Scott McTominay for what? It doesn't make sense, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So he has it coming for him. He backing the board when the board decided not to back him is also another point that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'm sure, would be scratching his head on, because he backed the board when the board decided not to back him, and the fans were going at Manchester United. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer decided, I love my squad, I can work with my squad and all that. If they give me a signing, fine. If they don't, I can work with what I got. So he has it coming for him. He has what. I don't think he has no excuse if he's fired. This is what Manchester United board does. They won't back you, and if you don't come out and talk about it and you follow them like a puppet, they'll hang you out to dry. So Sam Lockhurst, who broke the story this afternoon, remember this source is not just any source like the Sun or the Daily Mail, the Express that you say, that put sentiment aside, it could be false. This is Sam Lockhurst, and he is the chief writer for Manchester United News and the Manchester Evening News. So the news is very significant. For me, I personally think Manchester United put it out there and they hang the coach dry. Imagine if you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you sit there and you listen to, you watch the news or social media, you go to social media and then you see this. The team has hung him out to dry. And they have set him up because now the players can down tools against Everton, and if they draw or lose that game, you are sure that they might sack him. They might sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So Manchester United fans are happy with it. I feel the club put it out there to see what the fans will think about it. I think they put it out there and be like, let's see what the fans think about it, because he's a legend. If we sack him now, what is them? Maybe there might be a backlash. But it looks like they're getting positive results. So I feel many fans want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gone. 90% of the fans want him gone. So I think they've achieved what they want to achieve. If he loses against Everton, he'll be fired. At the long run, if he doesn't lose and he goes on a run, he's still going to be fired because PSG wants a manager, and that puts pressure on Manchester United to sign to get Mauricio Pochettino fast, because he's not going to be available for a long time. That's what I think about the situation. I feel Manchester United at the end is going to hire Pochettino. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets what's happened to him. He gets what's coming to him. He backed the body, didn't back him. They leave him out to dry. Follow the Banter Club again. Subscribe to the channel. Follow Source Code Sports on Twitter. United fans, follow United Heathen for your daily news and all. Join us again, so.